Ika, coach, co-founder of Leadership University and founder of Salesforce Catalyst. And you know what we do on Ignited Transformation TV. I bring about to you the very best people of impact, people that know what they are talking about, that have a story that can drop your jaw. So today I have somebody, all right, somebody in the somebody, all the way from the United States, mixed with Trinidad, actually from a Trinidad background, okay? And this gentleman's name is Junior Anthony. He's the founder and CEO of Life Satori. But here's what's gonna happen. As you know of our custom, I'm not gonna take anything away from the gentleman. I'm gonna give him an opportunity to speak for himself. All right. So if you're ready, let us welcome Junior Anthony. Hi there, my brother. How you doing, man?
Guys, hey, how are we? How are we? How are we?
We good. We good.
Nice speaking to you all. Not nice being here right now. It's honestly a big pleasure. Um, yeah, talk to me.
Yeah, Anthony. Look, I mean, I've had the honor to read your story, on
Yeah.
some of the articles that were published on you. But my people will die to know, to hear where you come from. What was your journey like? Why are you here today? Where you are?
Well, my journey, and to just kind of sum it up, my grandmother as a child, she's from the Jamaican background as well, also. So she has a little thing that she also used to say to me when I was younger. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors.
Indeed.
And I think that can like literally sum up, my past, basically all the way to my future. Going from being kidnapped when I was younger to actually being able to, be where I am right now in charge of or in control of my beautiful company, blossoming company, that we have been using to help other people just like you as a viewer, be able to get rid of that job and actually get that freedom that you deserve, and that you want.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, epic. Hey, look, so there's a part in your story where I read that you had to go through a spiritual cleansing. Okay,
Yes.
so that will lead me to asking you first of all, what are your values, and why did you decide to go to Trinidad and bath in the river for 6 months with a soap? What was that all about?
All right. So to tell you the truth, it was more so like a when I was younger, I used to have this fear of like bathing in the river. One, because the water was so cold. And then two, the river would be like really dark at night. And the reason why I even went to Trinidad is because I was in New York and I was basically a bum. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any money. I didn't have anything. All I had was, one opportunity to kind of get myself out of that situation so I can kind of think and figure out my next few steps. So once I did that, me just bathing in the river every single day, that was just who I wanted to become.
Mm,
I, it's the water, just a different feeling. It's not like the regular feeling of bathing in a bathroom.
mm,
Being able to walk outside with no shoes going into a river,
yeah.
get feeling that natural spring water running through your body. It's like a different, it's like energy. Everything is about energy. It's like a completely different feeling that I feel like no one else is really there trying to experience things like that.
Mm,
And just that alone mixed with, my diet at that point in time, I stopped eating food completely. And every meal that I was eating came from a tree. I would literally climb trees every day
wow.
and pick up mango, cocoa, whatever have you, coconut water, oranges. Everything that I was eating for that 6 months came from a tree.
Yeah.
And what that did for me was, it was literally, as you said, like a reset. All of the foolishness that I thought mattered didn't matter anymore.
Mm.
And then once I kind of went back into New York, 6 months later, I seen a lot of the people that I used to spend time with, and they were moving like,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
no, 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 they were moving super slow.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they were moving like
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah, like really, really slow. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, why are y'all moving so slow? Did I leave and y'all got like, mentally defective or something like that? And
Okay.
it's just how they live and the diet and the McDonald's and this and that and this and all of that unhealthiness. It's like, literally pouring into their body just to even just to breathing in the air. over
Mm,
here is not really that healthy for them as well. So,
yeah. Mm,
um, and then it's also very depressive
yeah.
in New York City. So I'm in New York right now, actually. But it's really depressive here. So it also sucks and drains the energy. You
Yeah.
have no energy, you can't really perform.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna be talking very soon about how you are able to help young people break away from their 9 to 5 and
Right.
step into a position of power. But
Right.
before that, I just want to point out that I think you are quite modest in terms of talking about your journey. I mean, it goes without saying that at a point you were homeless, as a matter of fact, a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
And you had to go in between town with the car that you rented that was not in your name, and somebody ended up, smashing, and you had no money to pay the bills. Okay, so first of all, what was it like going through, all of those challenges one after the next? How did you feel at that point, and how were you able to rise up back to the top?
Well, like I said, it's about also knowing, again, the first thing that I said, my grandmother mentioned, God gives its hardest battles to his strongest warriors.
Yeah.
So during the entire time, I've always been thinking about, I knew I was going to make, my first million by 25 years old. I just didn't really know how I was going to do it. Um, but that entire time of my life, that's called bad company, right? When you tend to associate yourself with people that you should not be associated with,
Hmm.
bad things tend to happen. So at that time, I associated myself with someone that was dealing drugs,
Okay.
um, not marijuana, but a little bit more bigger things. And basically, I was just there. I associated myself with the wrong people. And this guy, it was just honestly a playing around thing, and he managed to break my rearview mirror in my car. Now at that time I was driving Uber,
Yeah.
and it's kind of really unsafe for a passenger to be sitting in the back of your car and looking and like, hey, where's your rearview mirror? How do you see behind you? I feel unsafe. And if they feel unsafe, then they can report me to Uber, then I don't have any income.
Yeah.
So it was really challenging because it's just like things that right after another, right after another, right after the other. And it's just like everything just piled up and piled up and piled up.
Yeah.
And yes, it was difficult to navigate through it, but it definitely wasn't impossible.
Hmm. Yeah.
Which leads to me taking that trip to Trinidad.
Hmm.
That's kind of where I cleansed myself of all of those things, all of
Yeah.
those people, all of everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, dealing with challenges right after the other, I understand it's
Hmm.
super difficult, super painful, super hard.
Yeah.
But you have to always know that there's always like that silver lining, the light at the end of the tunnel. And if
Okay.
you don't have that focus on there, you're gonna always get lost.
Yeah. So there you have it. You're listening to the man speaking on the other side, saying that regardless of how tough times get, okay, Robert Schuller said it all that tough times may last. Is the tough times never last, but tough people always do. That's Robert Schuller right there. And that's what Junior Anthony is saying that regardless of how things are getting bad for you, what you gotta do is keep an eye on the light at the other side of the tunnel because at the end of the day, your time is going to come. Am I correct, Junior Anthony?
Yes, 1,010%.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe more right.
yeah. So, Junior, beside that cleansing process that you went, to do back in Trinidad, was there like, a daily routine, other than, eating healthy from the ground, bathing in the river? Was there any other practice, that you had to do, or maybe listening to motivational tapes or reconditioning your mind? Was there anything that you had to do or studies you had to dive into, to find that strength to begin?
Well, I feel like my route is very radical.
Okay.
I don't do the how everyone does. I must meditate all day and I will get everything that I want. No, I didn't do that. I actually don't believe in that shit. But what I did do was I read and I gained knowledge from certain people, and I say certain very strictly. I do not listen to just anybody.
Okay.
Because everyone has an opinion. They're like buttholes. Everyone
True.
has them. but not every opinion was meant for you to
Yeah.
grab onto and gravitate towards.
Yeah.
So I was very picky on the books that I read and the information that I took from each of those books.
Yeah.
And I spent most of my time waking up early, trading, day trading. All right. Uh,
Mm.
and I did that. Honestly, it was more so for discipline.
Okay.
I felt like at that moment in time, I was very undisciplined. Uh,
Mm.
but being that trader or learning how to trade, having to wake up early in the market, early in the morning to trade,
Yeah.
and being able to like know that I'm about to lose money, but still be able to hold a position or not be too greedy with the money and try to like and get out where I'm still ahead. Like all of those is part of disciplining yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the biggest routine that I had over there was just probably becoming a really disciplined person.
Mm.
I watched what I ate. It would be like 3 o'clock in the morning where it would be easier for me to go shower in the house. We did have like two whole entire bathrooms in our house. Our family down there, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
My father, he's pretty good. So we did have a lot of luxuries inside of our house, but I
Mhm.
chose, at 3 o'clock, the discipline that I'm just talking about, I chose at 3 o'clock in the morning to go out in the dark woods where, I'm not sure which part of South Africa you're living in right now. But imagine like monkeys, you hear the monkeys in the tree. It's like literally a jungle. It's a little like it's the bushes. There's nothing back there. There's no houses. There's no electricity. There's no
Yeah.
lights. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
But I would choose to go in there as scared as I was, and that also helped me conquer a lot of my fears. Because I feel like I was a very fearful person before.
Mm.
And if you are operating with fear, it's very hard for you to push forward. So
Mm.
I do use a lot of spiritual context with everything that I do,
Okay.
because we are of spirit. We're
Yeah.
spiritual creatures. We're not physical creatures.
Mm.
And that's a huge misconception a lot of people have.
Mm. Wow, that's deep, man. That's deep. One thing you said right earlier
Yeah,
was that you listen to certain people. Okay.
yeah.
Uh, and you also said everybody has an opinion. So, number one, why certain people? And can you name some of those people that you listen to
Right.
already? Yeah.
So why certain people, right? And I use this analogy a lot. um Ask people where have you got in touch with wealth. Most people say they want to be rich, most people say they want to be wealthy. Where was your first interaction with actual wealth? Most people never have that.
Mm.
So just so I don't insult anybody, I will speak on my behalf. When I was born from a broke family. The first person to hold me, which was a nurse, chances are she was broke also, right? That's why she's a nurse. We live in 2021. We already know that doctors, lawyers, nurses, they're not rich. They're actually very much poorer than regular people, um, time wise and financially wise. Then my nurse handed me back over to my broke mother. And my broke mother then handed me to my broke elementary school teacher where I met some broke friends. I then went to my broke junior high school school where I was taught by more broke teachers and I met more broke friends.
Mm.
I got involved with the streets. Those people that was in the streets, they were also broke,
Mm.
um, financially and mentally.
Mm.
So I got involved with that and all the things that come with that.
Mm.
Then I went to high school where I was also involved with more broke teachers and met more broke friends.
Mhm.
Um, I got broke advice from my guidance counselor, who was also broke, who
Yeah.
told me to go to college and get taught by more broke professors. Um, and I guess I was surrounded by a lot of broke college students. And I think that was my wake up call when I was just like, it just snapped to me. Why am I taking so much advice from people that don't have anything that I want?
Mm.
And
Mm.
it was that moment where I went out and I started looking for people that actually had what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I allowed myself to be aware of the possibility that things like that are actually existent in my life and around me. I live in New York. There's no reason why I should not be able to find someone that's making $1 million to 5 million a month or however long.
Yeah. Mm.
So
Awesome.
yeah, certain people, because most people they will always give you bad advice. It's not because they don't like you, it's just that they don't know any better.
Exactly.
For instance, right? For instance, again, I go back to college. I'm not saying that college is bad. But I'm saying, hey, you spend 8 to 10 years of your life going to a college to get a degree, and then you still have no job. Make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you don't have any job, how can you pay for your student loans? And you're behind on your student loans. There's
exactly.
interest that incur, and then you're basically like a slave for your entire life trying to pay off that student debt.
True.
Whereas someone like me, I had to be homeless for a while. Yeah, cool, right? But that allowed me to fail enough by myself to figure out how I can start succeeding. And underneath 8 years, right, while a lot of people are coming out of college now trying to figure out what life is about,
Yeah,
I kind of have a really good grasp on life because I've already been through it. Had that experience.
yeah.
I was able to make it out. And I feel like, Jay, it's one of the people you asked, who were the people that I've listened to. Jay, he's the owner of Sandbox Studios. He was one of the people that kind of woke me up. He said, "Hey, the thing that I like about you and the thing that reminds me of you, mind you, I was dirt poor." And he said this, and it gave me the boost of confidence. Like, you remind me of myself,
Wow.
mind you. Old rich white guy, um, big big buildings, living in. Oh my gosh, you're saying I remind little piece of shit me that can't even afford McDonald's,
Yeah.
thing that I remind you of you when you were younger. Yeah, and at that point, because I was always doing something. I was doing this, I was trying this, I was trying this, I was trying this. I was always doing something.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He loved it. And he I guess he kind of brought a lot of those things out of me and made me, instead of me being insecure about, always doing different things, he made me, okay, great. Well, shoot, if that's the case, then I'm on the right track. Like if this was you back when you were younger, my age, or
Mhm.
not even my age, he said that when he was in his 30s, this is the things that I'm doing right now is what he was doing. So
Yeah.
if I'm, this young and I'm literally having like a 10-year head start of you, I can't even imagine or fathom where I'm going to be when I'm your age. And it just kept pushing me and pushing me and pushing me and
Totally.
driving me. Yeah, be careful with who you listen to. For all the listeners,
Mhm.
you have to be very mindful of that. That is the biggest downfall you'll ever have.
Mhm.
Listening to the wrong advice.
Wow. Yeah, man. That's so true, man. Like, yeah, tell me who you listen to, tell me who you follow, I tell you who you become, right? That's what they say.
Right.
That's really true, Junior. Very inspiring. Okay, Junior. So now let's come to your business. So yeah, you did say at the beginning that you help people break away from their 9 to 5, but what does that look like? What does the process look like? Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's really simple. And it boils down to basically the same thing. Um, I can show you how to live a better life,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Um, but the thing is that you're gonna have to do 8 things. Am I able to use explicit language here?
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
Okay, so there's 8 rules to how you're gonna be successful. All right.
Okay.
And people in my family, they call it and it's really simple. Shut the fuck up and listen to Junior.
I like that. Okay.
Literally, it's just those 8 things.
All right.
So, and the crazy thing is, I didn't even create it. It was someone else in my program that created it because they realized that, hey, we all are coming in with our own beliefs and our own wants and this and this and that. But if it has not worked for you for 20, 30, 40, 50 years,
Yeah.
how do you think your belief or your whatever is going to work for you now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
How about we turn around and whatever this guy here says, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. Just go full force with it, just believe it, just do everything that he says and it'll work out for you.
Yeah.
And so far it's been happening just like that. And the reason why is because, hey, everyone believes, and it's something I also say, it's not about what you do, it's who you have to become. You can do, there's people that have 3 jobs and they're still barely barely surviving,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's people like me that's today I'm catching a flight to go back to my house in Orlando, and then tomorrow I'm catching a flight from Orlando to go to Houston. I travel, I have fun all day. Life is like a dream for me.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have a job. I don't work for money,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't really matter about what you do. And a lot of people, they do not understand that. It's like you have to just become someone different.
Yeah.
And if you're able to see life in the way that I see life with my vision, I'm able to help you navigate a lot of the foolishness that, not only me, myself personally had to go through, but other people in my family that they had to go through.
Yeah.
So it's very, and the best thing about what I do with my family is we all learn from each other's experiences.
Okay.
So it's not just me giving you that input. So like for instance, Stephen,
Yeah.
you were to join my family. um yeah, you're probably gonna come in, men, they normally have like the ego and the pride and stuff like that. So they normally come in with that whole ego and pride. And then there would be another man that looks older than you, right? Because a lot of people are like, hey, you're so young, I can't listen to you. But
Yeah.
then there'll be other men that's older than you saying, hey, I made $3,000 this week. Did you? Most likely you're gonna be like, no. And then he's gonna say, well, um, I noticed that you're not listening to what Junior says. I made $3,000 this week by listening to Junior, and I'm 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So then it becomes like it's like it's like a button where like we push buttons and we try to break a lot of those negative behaviors
Yeah.
that a lot of people have, especially the ones of like selfishness and greed, where we just believe everything is about ourselves.
Yeah.
Um, Biggest thing that I teach also is that life is bigger than just you.
Indeed.
I can die tomorrow, but if I die tomorrow, what is it that I'm leaving behind?
Mm-hmm.
What was my purpose of living? What, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, Junior, that's is really great. I love the intros anyway. It's really great. Junior, so if somebody listening to this right now and they are wondering, hey, look, how do I jump on Junior's program? How do I join Junior's family and get to learn, get to practice this aid room, just shut the fuck up and listen to Junior
Right.
and learn something actually to be successful? What should they do? And this is especially for my fellows back in Africa right there. Um,
Right.
what should they do?
So they should definitely get in contact with one of my ambassadors. I made a promise a while back that me personally, I cannot take in any new people in my family. Only my ambassadors can do so.
Okay.
So I would go over, find someone on Facebook, and one of my ambassadors will get in contact with you. Our best way currently of getting, finding new people to help. Currently, I believe we're mostly, because we don't run ads. Well, we do run ads, but we're not focused on ads at the moment.
Okay.
But currently, our best method, or our method that we're really pushing right now, is we're saving like the world right now. So that's our mission right now, is saving people.
Okay.
Um, so what we do is, a lot of the people that are actually interested in making money online, finding online freedom, they normally join other programs first. The ones where they run ads and they show the flashy cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So currently, a lot of people, they actually buy into programs like that. And of course, whatever glitters isn't always gold. There's a saying for that too, right?
Yeah.
So, people, they end up finding out the hard way that, that fancy the advert that, showed about all this beautiful women and cars and houses that they can get if they join this one program. We normally find really amazing people to help through programs like that. And we can actually, from there, we show them skills, because it's not about any, like, it's all skills, right? Skills is what's going to take you and help you pay your bills. Like, for instance, if you didn't have the skill of being so charismatic, you wouldn't be here right now.
Indeed.
You get what I'm saying? So it's all skills, and that's, I feel like, biggest people's biggest problem is not understanding that it's an actual skill that has to be learned so that you can succeed in life.
Okay.
But if you're trying to find any of my programs, my best suggestion to find any is try to go through somewhere else, because at least we normally let you experience another program first, and then you come into my program where you see the difference,
Okay.
so that you learn to appreciate what we do. I spend a lot of hours. Like, if you see I look really tired, because I'm up all day working with the people in my program to make sure that they're successful. And what I hate the most is people coming in with that entitlement, this and that. No, I'd rather people suffer first, right?
Hmm.
And then come into my program. But our program, Life Satori, it also means insight.
Okay.
So we offer a lot of insight. We try to save as much people as we can, but I came to a conclusion that it's impossible to save the entire world.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can also find a little bit more information on lifesatori.com.
Okay, that's com. All right, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Junior. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Learn how to break away from the 9 to 5. And he said it. Go online, okay? Do your thing. Experience what's out there in the world. And I gotta tell you something, okay? As the person that has been on the online space for over 5 years now, it's not easy out there to make it, okay? So what you want to do is get in touch with the family of Junior, his ambassadors. If your dream and aspiration is to definitely break away from your 9 to 5 and gain your financial freedom, that's what he's about. And his vision is to save many people as possible. Well, he can't save the entire world, but he has systems in place that can help you benefit from a little bit that he's sharing. Junior, we're about to close this. Do you have anything to say? What are your words for this ending?
Well, yeah, I do have a few more things to say. Just keep trying, guys. It doesn't make sense starting, or even thinking about something and not sticking with it all the way through, or giving your 1,000% of your energy.
Yeah, yeah, 1,000% of your energy. I love that. Throw yourself at it completely, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to have belief, and you have to have faith, belief, in what you do, and you have to be consistent. And that's literally the secret to life. A lot of people think it's this or that. No,
Consistent.
faith, belief, and hustle, consistency.
Faith, belief, and hustle. There you have it, the 3 golden rules from Junior today on Ignited Transformation TV. Junior, it was awesome hanging out with you, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it, is Junior. What you gotta do is go on livesatori.com to find about more about the things that he does, what his vision is about, and the kind of man that he is. I'm gonna drop below this link, okay, the article that was published about him in Forbes, so you can read for yourself what the journey of this man was, okay? Because he's not preaching for the sake of preaching. No, he talks the talks because he has walked the walk and still walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining Ignited Transformation TV today. It was awesome having you. On that note, remember you can be great, and I will see you at the top. Bye-bye. Thanks, my brother.